What's up YouTube? I'm here to do my video of UFC, my recap of UFC 175. Let's start from the bottom. Kevin Casey versus Bubba Bush. I thought Casey was going to submit him, but he freaking just knocked him down and choked him out. I mean, and not choked him out, but he just hit him with elbows and knocked him out the first minute of the fight. I got that one right, and it feels good. Luke Sakrich versus the guy's name I can't pronounce. A lot of people were picking the Brazilian dude to win, but I didn't think. I thought the experience factor was just too big, and I think it showed in that fight. You know, that guy is more of a jiu-jitsu guy, and he didn't try to bring it to the ground. He tried to kickbox with Luke, and that's what I thought would happen. I thought he just wouldn't be able to do a strategy right, and I think Luke would impose his strategy, and that's what I think happened. Was the experience came in, and Luke got the unanimous decision pretty easy. Rob Font versus George Roop. I picked George Roop. You know, he got knocked out really early. That's why George Roop, he's this guy, you know, when he's on, he's so amazing. He beats all these super badass dudes, but when he's off, he loses to scrubs. So it's hard to. He's not consistent, but you know, it's hard to pick against him because he beats guys like the Zombie and, you know, Brian Bowles, and then he loses to a dude like Rob Font. It's just weird. Oh well. Next fight, Bruno Santos versus Chris Camozzi. I thought Chris Camozzi won this fight. I don't think Bruno Santos did anything. I think even though he got takedowns and was on top, Chris Camozzi did more with his strikes on the bottom and just going for those Kimuras and stuff. I didn't think it was close at all. I just felt like Bruno didn't do anything. He just laid on top of him. I mean, he literally just laid on top of him. I think he threw less than like 15 punches on the ground in the second and the third round. Started gassing so hard, the only thing he could do was take Chris down and hold him there. You know, he won by split decision, and just because he got the takedowns and held him down, but I don't agree with that. I agree with the one judge who gave it to Chris. Next we got Kenny Robertson versus Ildemar Alcantara. I thought Kenny was going to win, and he did. I just thought he was going to get a submission, but you know, he got close a couple times, but Ildemar fought through like the chokes and the other, I think it was like Kimura that was pretty deep. You know, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, so not a huge surprise that he survived, but I still thought it would be dominant, and it was. So good job for Kenny Robinson. Next was Uriah Faber versus Alex Caceres. Alex looked really good in this fight, a lot better than I thought he was going to look. I think that shows that he's getting better, and he'll probably be a top 10 guy in the really near future. I think he shows more promise than most guys. I think he's better at a lot of things than most. You know, he's got really good jiu-jitsu everywhere, and he showed his wrestling was really good against Uriah. I mean, he never took him down or anything, but he stopped a lot of the takedowns. I think he stopped like half of them. You know, I think Uriah just wore him out. I think Caceres has good cardio, but in comparison to Uriah's is a lot better. And when Uriah got his back, you know, Caceres gave up his back a couple times in the first 2 rounds, but he wasn't tired. But in the third, he was tired and he couldn't escape, so Uriah took him out. And for those of you who don't know, this actually ties Uriah with Sakuraba for the most submissions in like big organizations. So that's cool. I mean, if you're a big Uriah Faber fan, that means he gets another submission when he's the all-time record holder. UFC Pride, WC, Strikeforce, all that. Next was Russell Doan versus Marcus Brimage, and you know, I always pick the dudes from Hawaii to win because I'm from Hawaii. And I thought Doan won the first, I thought Brimage won the third, and I thought the second could have won either way. I'm glad. I thought that was ridiculous. The 30-27 decision for Doan, that was stupid. Like, I'm glad he won, but still, the same bad judging is just ridiculous. It was not that one-sided for Doan. It was super close that second round. It really could have won either way. But neither guy won that fight 30-27. I'm glad Doan won. I'm just saying I don't like it when judging is that bad. Next was Uriah Hall versus Thiago Santos. You know, Uriah Hall broke his toe really early, and he managed to fight the whole fight with a broken toe. And I thought he won the round, every round, by just a tiny bit. I think maybe the third was the only one that was really kind of close. And yeah, I think all the judges gave it 29-28 to Uriah. You know, I know, I don't dislike Uriah. I just don't think he deserved to be on the main card over Uriah Faber. Uriah Hall's good, but not as, you know what I mean? Uriah Faber is number 2, and Alex Caceres is like number 10 in the world, as where Uriah Hall and Thiago Santos aren't even ranked in the top 15, so it made no sense to me. I thought the Uriah Hall fight wasn't as good as the Faber fight either, and I think that was obvious. The Faber fight was the best fight on the card until the main event. Okay. All this is Ronda Rousey versus Alexis Davis. I picked Alexis Davis. I didn't, she never been finished, I think, going into that fight. I think she might have gotten submitted one time, but she never got knocked out, and like in 15 seconds she got knocked out. Good win for Ronda. I'm not a big fan of Ronda. I don't think, whatever. Let's just move on. The main event, Chris Weidman versus Lyoto Machida. I picked Weidman to win. I thought he'd be able to kind of do what Shogun did, which was just kind of march him down and land big shots. And he did. It was kind of like the first fight between Shogun and Machida, except for it was a lot more exciting. Except for this time they got the decision right. They didn't give it to Machida just because of height, which is what I thought happened in the first Shogun fight. If you never saw that, I thought Shogun clearly won that fight, 4-1. Just like this fight. I know a lot of people said they gave Machida the last round, but I mean, almost that whole round, Weidman landed a head kick, he landed the elbow, he got the takedown. I think people just remember the last 15 seconds more than the whole round. I mean, yeah, Machida landed probably the biggest flurry of the fight the last 15 seconds of that round, but I mean, he didn't drop him, and Weidman never wobbled. His arms were up above his face. I mean, he blocked all those shots. He wasn't hurt. I mean, I had it 4-1. I thought Chris won the first 3, Machida won the 4th, and then Weidman, I thought, clearly won the 5th in my opinion. I thought he did a lot more. I think Machida's ended like the last 10 seconds stronger. But overall, it was a really good card. I think Weidman Machida is a fight of the year contender. I still think that like Hendricks and Lawler will probably win fight of the year. Or I forget what that other fight was that was really good. Let me look on this paper. Yeah, like I would say either Dillashaw versus Barao or Hendricks versus Lawler will get fight of the year. Anyway, that's it. I'll have my predictions up for Fight Night Cerrone versus Miller in a day or two. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.